Hello, welcome to the Cover 2 podcast. I'm Lewis.
I'm Evan.
And we're on to the Super Bowl. Awesome game. Well, one awesome game. One depends on how you look at it.
Not a great game.
Yeah, it depends on how you look at it. Old-fashioned football. We got a good show in today. We're going to talk about the awards for the end of the year, who we think's going to win, who we think should win, and yeah.
So yeah, I mean overall it was two good games, I guess, but I just think it really comes down to the fact that the more you talk about it, obviously I love playoff football. We love football in general, but for me it's hard because it's okay, obviously you had the backup situation, but and I know weather plays a factor, especially when you're playing football in January. What do you expect to happen? But my thing is, it's you play football all year long. You know, every week you're putting your body on the line. You know, sacrificing, absolutely battling week after week to make it to here. And then your game, first of all, obviously huge bummer that Bo Nix does not play in that game. But second of all, your whole season comes down to playing in, a sideways rain snow game. Now, I know, granted, those are some of the most memorable games, and it's who can battle it out in those conditions. But for me, it's you play all year and you build this team. I want to see team versus team, not who plays better in the snow. And I know that's I don't know if that's greedy or anything. It's that's not the football I want to watch. I hate to say it. I don't want to watch who can play better in negative 28-degree weather. That's not football. I don't want to see quarterbacks throw for 150 yards because they're battling wind or miss kicks. I want to see true football, especially in the playoffs. You fight all year long, and it comes down to one singular game, right? It's not like it's a series where, you could, like basketball, right? Mm-hmm. One game determining your entire year, this team, Yep. And it comes down to a game in the weather with a backup quarterback. It just sucked. Every bit of it sucked, in my opinion. It was just blah versus blah. Who could just be less blah wins the game?
Yeah. So. I mean, for me, I've kind of been a defender of open field, games like this because I always love them. Honestly, I really enjoyed. I was smiling the entire second half. Now it was a bad game. It was not good football.
It was a terrible game.
There's no doubt that that's not the football that we want to watch. Especially considering the night game and the NFC Championship game. Even in Seattle, obviously it's outdoors, the weather was a lot nicer, and you're seeing what everybody wants to see. These teams can score, and you want to see defenses fly across the field too. You want to see both sides of the ball play really well.
And what I mean, I don't mind the weather games, and I understand that always plays a factor in football. I can't say that doesn't count. It's not always just team versus team. Mm-hmm. But when I'm watching, when one of the plays I'm watching in your most important game of the year thus far was a hike from Drake May. Goes to hand it off to Ramondre Stevenson, who slips. Then as he turns around to make something happen, he also slips.
Yeah.
It was that
was a tough
good
watch.
Job, defense. It's no, they're not doing anything. You can't change directions. Every single thing that makes you a phenomenal athlete is being taken away because of some snow. Playing a dome. I don't know what to say. It was just kind of frustrating to watch. And I think the same thing for Broncos fans out there. I know, granted, this probably gave you the best chance to win. But you had all this faith in Stidham because it was obviously blind faith, but there was faith there, and I think you truly want to see what could have come of it. And for Stidham, obviously he's hoping and praying he makes a name for himself right here, right now. You play one good 100%. Game, you probably get picked up from somebody. I kid you not. So,
really, I mean, the first half for him, he was slinging it a little bit. Obviously the deep
really
pass to
Yep.
Marvin Mims, and he was making the right decisions. Obviously, he misses the screen pass, which could have went for a touchdown if you ended up looking at it. Missed a couple, and those are where it's obviously
Jared Stidham.
Yeah, those are where the you got to make the easy stuff look easy. This is an easy slot pass. You don't really have a lot of pressure. Nice easy pass. Ultimately, I know the weather played a factor, but I think the outcome, regardless, was going to be the same, personally.
And I totally agree with that. I just think I want to see it based on that terms and not based on what the environment had to say.
Totally get it.
I know you look back. I said those games are super fun and they are memorable. You think snow games in Buffalo. Yes, that's it.
You remember LaShawn McCoy for me.
You lived for
Eagles.
those games. Yes.
Trudging through 2 feet of snow.
I don't know. I just don't need it.
I get it.
I thoroughly enjoyed the Seahawks game. Like I said, in that whatever degree weather it was, it didn't seem too crazy bad. The sun was shining until the sun went down. It was exactly what you want to have. Your game starts in the sunlight, and then as the sun goes down, the game grows more intense. You just feel the vibe of it change. And it was a phenomenal game. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it didn't go the way I wanted it to go, but I still thoroughly enjoyed it, even if I was a little bummed by the outcome.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, really, really phenomenal game. And we'll transition right into that. The Seahawks look obviously legit like we knew. And Sam Darnold, performed. And that
season high and the most important game of the career after we talk about week after week. can he show up in the big games? Like, you know.
Yeah, it's his turn. Hopefully it's his time, and I really think that we both think they're destined to win the Super Bowl.
Yep.
They just are a significantly better team, I think, than the Patriots.
All around the ball.
All around.
Maybe, I mean, besides arguably in the quarterback position, like those two.
Oh yeah, okay. I think it's
mean,
fair to
I
give
think it's
Drake
fair to
May the
say-
nod on that one.
Right, at least for this season. But like Sam Darnold's doing exactly what he needs. Like they're the better football team, and they should win. I think by a good margin. I'm hoping for a good game. That kind of where like I'm hoping like a back and forth type thing, so it's not like last year because last year was just so miserable. Which
Yeah.
like even though the result last year was what I wanted to happen, it's like
Not how you wanted
you
it.
still want to watch a good game, like that season finale. Like you don't want to be left. You know, I want to see a good game where the Seahawks do end up pulling it out, but I don't fully envision that. I think they win by a comfortable 10, in my opinion. So,
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's gonna the spread I think is 3.5, 2.5. I think it's 2.5.
I think it was 4.5 and over.
4.5?
Maybe it's been knotted down because of betting.
I don't know,
So
but
I'll check right now.
yeah, I know that they opened at like minus 260. The Seahawks did, so they're favorites. They're
For good reason.
yeah, and I think at a neutral site,
The current
it
line is still
won't matter.
4.5. Yep.
Yeah, I think comfortably they'll be over that. They should win by a touchdown. That defense is awesome. They have a great coach, great coaching.
Two great coaches.
Exactly, yeah, Kubiak and McDonald, and just it's cool to see. In the last drive of the game where you got to ice it. You got 4 minutes left. You have to ice the game. It's a 4-minute drill. Let's take care of it. They don't do the typical. I was seeing Mina Kimes, I think her name is, was talking about this, but you see the defensive minded coaches always kind of run the clock out and kind of just phone it in and be like, okay, maybe we'll break a run and get a first down, and then usually the defense will stand, and then they got 3 timeouts, the Rams do, so they can get the ball back. But I think they ran the first down, then it was play action pass, and then it was a pass again, and they're taking the game, and they're taking hold of the game, and they're winning it. They're choosing to end the game.
And I think the same thing is too, like obviously a lot of you out there, like if it goes the other way, maybe you bash them in this situation. Like God forbid something happens where they give the Rams more time, whether they end up winning the game or not. Mm-hmm. I think with that being said, I think the decision they made was phenomenal. I think you're a coach watching your sound football team all around the ball in the lead with the control in your hands. Sometimes you feel confident your defense giving it back. I am on no universe ever going to feel comfortable giving the ball back to Matt Stafford in that position. I think they knew that. I think we knew that. I think everyone on the planet knew that.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised that the Seahawks, obviously they made good plays. It was really good play calling, but I'm surprised the Seahawks Ram defense didn't expect more of that bit of trickery. I don't know on what planet they thought the Seahawks would just sit and let Stafford get the ball back in his hands.
Yeah.
That's just not what any coach should do, unless you want to get tossed.
Yeah, I definitely think like Sean McVay historically in the playoffs has been kind of decision making in the playoffs hasn't been his strong suit. You know what I mean? He's made some bad decisions, and obviously there's the Cooper Kupp catch and the challenge with he called a timeout instead of challenging it, and
just call it a challenge.
Yeah,
essentially it's the same thing as
it's
a timeout.
exactly
you
the
guys
same
you
thing.
guys still get to talk. You still get to rest. They might even take longer than a timeout would have been.
100%.
Yeah,
and the refs are telling him not to because they clearly I think would have ruled it a first down.
Agreed.
You
It
know.
was another one of those questions. And I was going to say
it
that
was
too.
too close to call.
Is one thing I want to say is every single week we've had conversations about refs. I thought both games were refed very well,
I agree.
and I was very happy with that. The fact that I could walk away from that game not really frustrated about much at all, besides the fact that the Rams lost. And even then, it was a great game, and with a big reason because of this guy.
Amazing.
Phenomenal
Stud.
game with 10 catches for a
buck
56.
56. Yeah,
Yep.
and a touchdown.
Yep, it was just a
Awesome.
really, really good game. And
Stud.
Puka showed up as well. Stafford showed up. Darnold threw a season high in a big game. Every single question that we wanted to have answered got answered. And looking back before the game, obviously I was rooting for the Rams. I think the Seahawks were the better team, and that score shows exactly how I thought the game was. The Rams fell just short to a team that's slightly better than them. That's how it's kind of how it should go. You know?
100%. I agree. The reffing was good. Initially, I was a little frustrated about the taunting call, but he obviously it was over the line. He went literally over the line.
And
so,
I think it also had accumulated throughout the whole game. Like
100%.
Like I think
Eman
we
Wari a
always-
few times
right.
was yapping at Matt Stafford.
Right,
getting
and we
in their
always
face.
talk about like with refs. The problem is like, and especially in big games like that, what I was saying to him is you can't really lose control of the game, right? Like you need to let them know like you're not going to take that because the more and more it happens, the more and more stuff gets out of hand until it pops. You have the fight, somebody gets ejected or worse, suspended for the next game, the biggest game of their life. Like you're doing it for the sake of you showing everybody that you have control, like it's a power thing. And as obviously we think they have too much power sometimes. At the end of the day, they're the ones that are supposed to keep it in control, right? Or else it'd just be chaos 24/7.
Exactly.
So with that being said, I really like the call. Obviously, it was against the Seahawks, but again, he'd been doing it multiple times. Almost every fourth down that he had been involved in, it clipped to him yelling at Puka, Stafford, or just their bench in general. I mean, you have to know your limits. You have to be a smart, intelligent player. What I said was this specifically. Obviously, I think it was a really stupid mistake. I turned to my dad and I said, "You get paid millions and millions of dollars to do your job. Like, when I come home from my job, I don't walk in like, yeah, I did my job today." It's like,
let's go.
Like I understand the idea of being excited in a big game. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not gonna, like, every single time you're doing what you're supposed to do. You know, like, if everybody cheered what they were supposed to do, the whole world would just be like, all the time. It's like, you know, like, that's your job. I get it's exciting. I get it's a big game. I'm putting it into a small box. But like, you want to be excited. Cool. Just don't do it every time, because then it's like, what does it really hold? You know, when you make a really good play and you step up in a big occasion, awesome. It's the first quarter, 3-0, and you're going berserk on a defended ball. Oh my God, shut your mouth and go to the bench. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I understand that for sure, and he learned from it. I mean, after he obviously posted on Twitter and he apologized, you know,
right?
He knew he was in the wrong, and I think we move on.
Right, and I think karma is real. Obviously, if you watch the game, you saw the next play. He gets a 45-yard bomb tossed on him on Puka for a touchdown. I thought nothing was more well deserving, and I would have said the same exact thing for a Rams player. I know that with my heart. I just don't do stupid things, right?
Yeah.
You know, I understand, like, same thing. You catch the ball, you do a quick first down celebration. Of course, touchdown, you might go a little bit more. But even then, you're not going to overtop. Every single time you catch the ball, you're not like,
he was lit.
I caught the ball that was thrown to me. It's like,
he was lit for a while, too.
He just kept going.
A few
it's
seconds.
Like, it's like, oh my goodness, make it stop, right?
Yeah, totally agree on that. Yeah, but just a great weekend of football.
It's really good. And the Super Bowl should be good.
Oh, the Super Bowl will be a good game. I think it'll be... So they'll make it, somehow it'll be closer than it should be. I don't mean they'll make it closer.
Right.
I just mean somehow it'll be closer. It's usually always closer than we expect it to be, except for last year. But
I will be rooting for the Seahawks.
Oh yeah, we're going to go Seahawks all day.
We've said constant podcast after podcast that we think the NFC is just far better than the AFC, and I think they're going to prove it to them. I think they've had to really go through the gauntlet to be where they are right now. It really showed how valuable that 1 seed was in getting that bye week.
And home field advantage.
home
That
field
place
advantage.
was rocking. I mean, I'd love to go to a game there sometime. That'd be really fun.
I want to go to every field.
Of course,
someday.
100%.
Someday.
One day.
But yeah.
One day. All right, do you want to talk about awards?
Yeah, let's get into awards. Let me pull it up quick. We'll take a quick break.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so we're gonna go over our awards now. Do you want to start with like Do you want to start with the MVP, or do you want to?
Yeah, let's just start with the MVP. We'll go right to the top. Obviously, I've made it very clear on who I think is going to be. Obviously, our finalists, we've talked about, we did a trivia last week, so if you don't remember, our MVP finalists are Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, Drake May, Christian McCaffrey, and Matthew Stafford. Really, obviously they always have 5 finalists, but it always is really just 2, sometimes 3. Right now, we have a pretty clear case between Drake May and Matt Stafford. You can go first, Lou, who you think and why.
Well, I definitely think it's Matthew Stafford. He's had the best year of his career. He looks like obviously the best quarterback in the league. In full control of that offense and full control of that team.
Yep.
And they are, in my opinion, clearly the second best team in the league, AFC and NFC, right behind the Seahawks. So I think, obviously, Drake May's got a great case considering the comeback or the comeback from being so terrible last year, and he's a second-year player, and he really does have the stats to kind of back it up. But in terms of, we've been talking about strength of schedule, everyone's still mentioned it, and in terms of all that and kind of what Matthew Stafford came into the season with, like the back injury, unsure if he was going to start the year on like IR or on the PUP, missed the first 4 games. He still came in and he was electric right from the jump. So yeah, Matthew Stafford deserves it.
I agree. I think Matt Stafford does deserve it. Again, he mentioned strength of schedule. Not that I hate the whole argument like, oh, you beat it. Like, to be fair, Patriots have beat up on a lot of bad teams, and their strength of schedule was very easy. At the end of the day, you still have to win 14 games. You still have to beat some of the best defenses in the league to get to that game. You beat 3 of the top 10 defenses in the league to get here. Again, obviously, it was a little bit easier because you weren't really challenged on the offensive side of the ball, like C.J. Stroud looking horrible, Herbert with the O-line, and then obviously a backup quarterback. But you still had to beat the good defenses and fight the elements, which they did in 2 out of 3 of their games. But with that being said, Stafford was 12-5 this year. in the hardest division in football. You had 3 teams competing for the 1 seed in the NFC in the same division, and that's 4 of your games out of the year are top contenders in the NFC, right? That's a tough schedule. That's tough.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
And obviously he has a lot of help on the offensive side. Don't get me wrong about that, but he still has to do it. He still throws the ball in those spots. He still does phenomenal things. First in passing yards, first in passing touchdowns, 46 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. Granted, of those 8 interceptions, 6 came in 2 games.
Yeah,
and then
Atlanta Hawks
fourth in
game.
QBR. He is the MVP, and I think Drake May's time will come, but I don't think it's this year. I think Stafford should win MVP, even with the loss, and I think he should play for a few more years. I really hope he doesn't walk away from the scene just yet.
I really hope he plays more because
Really hope
I
he plays
think
more.
I think
he's got
he
3 more good years.
I think they got a Super Bowl run in them, in my opinion. With more development of the young talent on the defensive side of the ball, and if they're able to keep their coordinators, or even with Sean McVay, I think they can be really good. You still have Puka, and I hope they have Devontae Adams still. But even if they don't, I think they have a lot of talent, and he is awesome, playing the best football of his career.
Yep. Now I'll go to Offensive Player of the Year. Like I said, we'll make these a little bit quicker. We have Drake May, again, Christian McCaffrey, who is also an MVP, Puka Nacua, Bijan Robinson, and JSN. I'll go first this one. Looking at all these guys, obviously you have JSN, who is the receiving yard leader, Puka being second, Bijan Robinson being entirely his whole team. Drake May, a lot of times whoever the runner-up of MVP is, not always, but they like
Generally.
to give that to Offensive Player of the Year. With that being said, I'll make a bit of a wild take. I think Christian McCaffrey deserves the Offensive Player of the Year. To have 900 receiving yards, lead your team in receptions as well as rushing yards, help your team get to that 12-5, 13-4, the 12-5 record, 12-5 record. With all the devastating injuries they had both on the offensive side and defensive side of the ball, week after week, teams are scheming against him to simply just stop Christian McCaffrey. You stop Christian McCaffrey, you win the game. Number one in fantasy. He is the Offensive Player of the Year. He is phenomenal. He is so scary with the ball in his hands. Obviously, all the other candidates are great, and it's really going to be hard to go against JSN with good reason. My player is still Christian McCaffrey. I think he had a more impressive season with what he was given and with what he did offensively, knowing for a fact that he is the only guy. Very much like Bijan Robinson. Not that JSN and Puka aren't the only guys. They're their top guys, but they did have a bit more help than Christian McCaffrey and
100%.
Bijan Robinson have. Plain and simple.
Yeah. I mean, Christian McCaffrey, his teammates practically all missed the half the year, and he for not the first time, but for some of the few times in his career, was healthy the whole time.
Yeah.
And I think he proved why he gets paid the money he does, and why he is the best player on that team and the best running back in football.
Yep. So who's your guy?
I'm choosing JSN because I personally love Jackson Smith-Njigba. He's awesome. I mean, he's just a stud. I think heading into the year, they really just no real expectations. Honestly, JSN was under the radar.
Overperforming is an understatement for what he did.
100%. I mean, he was under the radar. Nobody really talked about him heading into the year as a probably not even a top 10 receiver, and maybe even probably a top 20, but not even a top 10 receiver. And he dominated this season. I mean, he shows kind of like that elite talent that he was drafted upon, and why they were comfortable getting rid of DK Metcalf and opening the field for him. Right. And just
he's been quiet the last couple of weeks, but he should still win it. But man, he really showed up in that last game too. Like, 100%. He shows up when it matters.
Yeah, I mean, and he's probably he's one of the best route runners in football. Great hands. Obviously, we saw the one-handed catch on the sideline, and he's just always open. I mean, He's just like a Jamar Chase. He's just like a Justin Jefferson. Like, he is that caliber wide receiver to me. He is awesome, and I think he deserves it. He put up the stats to prove it. I think going into the year, you see, you got Sam Darnold as your quarterback. There's a lot of question marks, and they just axed that as soon as they could.
I think it was also really good coaching, and their offense was a very sound offense. But to say he's the most talented player by a good margin on their offensive side is nowhere near understatement. He is far more talented than any other player on that offense. Sam Darnold obviously stepping up and making the throws, but like their run game, like both good players. Sam Darnold is a good player, but Jackson Smith-Njigba is elite. He is a far step above all those other offensive players, and he showed it. So yeah, 100%. We'll go to the next one. This should be a quick segment.
Really easy.
Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett, obviously.
Good.
Set the sack record.
Set the sack record. Was the only person on that team. He was just a force to be reckoned with even less snaps than the previous 2 guys that held the record. Everything leads to him, and if he doesn't get it, I don't know what world we're living in.
Yeah, Though, why do you even have the award if the person who, I mean, that Browns defense, you had to walk in every day worrying about Myles Garrett and the fact that they could stop you because he is the motor of that defense.
Granted, all those other guys, I mean, I can tell you the finalists: Will Anderson Jr., Nick Bonito, Aiden Hutchinson, Micah Parsons, all had good seasons, but just no, like, kid you not, all major steps below Myles Garrett. It's a super easy decision. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah. On to the next one, Offensive Rookie of the Year. We have Jackson Dart, Emeka Egbuka, Travion Henderson, Tat McMillan, and Tyler Shook.
Yeah,
Do you want to start it?
yeah. I'm gonna choose Jackson Dart obviously because that's a homer pick. I don't think he's gonna win it. I think Tet's gonna win it personally, but I think Jackson Dart was the most impressive rookie considering kind of our expectations going into the year and considering his weapons around him. I mean, going into the year, you kind of don't really see a whole lot. We got obviously Neighbors gets injured in the first game that Jackson Dart starts, so he doesn't really get to play with Neighbors at all. So he wins that game against the Chargers, and he has a lot of amazing performances and a lot of wins taken away from pretty terrible coaching. And I think his resume throughout the year is up there with any other rookie and any other regular quarterback. I mean, his performances against like the playoff teams, he had the 5th best QBR against playoff teams. If you care about stats like that, he just performed against good teams, and he's a dynamic dual threat quarterback. And I'm hoping he can be our franchise guy for the next 10 years.
I think a problem with a lot of these picks is volume. So, like, you look at guys like Tyler
100%.
Shock, who didn't come into the scene late. Emeka Egbuka played the whole season, but was only really good for the first 5 or 6 games. Like, absolutely phenomenal with the need for wide receiver with Mike Evans and Godwin being out. And then kind of becoming non-existent. Same thing, Travion Henderson coming in the scene a bit later. Jackson Dart, I'm going to push back a little bit against what he said. I think he was a good player. I'm not going to argue that. But when he talked about expectations, like, I don't think expectations were necessarily like it was unexpected or crazy low. I think they were expecting to play him at some point in the season. I think exactly the route that happened was what they expected. I don't think maybe they expected to see that much more like liveliness and something to be excited about. But like beginning of the year, you're saying, okay, look at your top 10 picks, right? It's going to be, or top 20 picks. It's going to be one of those offensive players. Genty, Ward, Dart.
Yeah,
who
Dart.
else is picked? It's guys like that, right?
Genty, Ward, Dart, yeah.
All these
Tat
guys on
McMillan.
here are none of those players. So, besides Jackson Dart. So, with that being said, I think Tat McMillan is the Offensive Rookie of the Year. He helped lead. Again, we talk about results, and results do matter when it comes to being a player.
100%.
The results for you guys,
Non-existent.
they're not good. They're not good. And he did look good, and it's hard to look good with a really horrible team like the Giants. He just looked okay to me. I think he's something to be excited about, and I think it's something that you could definitely grow on. But it didn't really blow me away. Like, you look at those Offensive Rookie of the Years, like C.J. Stroud, like all those players that we talked about last time. You're like, wow, like look at this. Like this, there really isn't a single person on this list that blows us away. It is a very meh list, in my opinion.
They're all quality players.
They're all just
and clearly,
right.
like a
There's
future
no
ahead of
studs
them.
yet. No studs.
I agree.
But obviously, they're rookies for a reason. So Tat McMillan, he played the entire season, was very viable in their offense, helping them lead to a division win and to a almost playoff upset with a touchdown in that game. He was just serviceable. He did his job every single week. He was the best receiver in that room, arguably one of the best offensive players. Rico Dowdle was a bit good. But yeah, I don't know.
I agree.
I say he was the best of the okay.
100%.
The best of the good.
And
he should get it.
And you said volume. Volume 100% matters.
Yep, volume.
He got to 1,000 yards, which is a really big number for wide receivers, especially rookie wide receivers.
Yep.
And he is just a great threat for that offense. They really were missing him last year, and it goes to show what a great draft pick can do. Yeah.
Defensive Rookie of the Year. To be honest, I'm not really going to make a comment on this. As I always talk about ball knowledge, and you guys joke about it in the comments, which is always good. Any comment's a good comment, even if it's a little bit of hate.
Yeah.
I know defense and I watch games, but when it comes to defensive guys, especially rookies, I just don't follow that much. I follow my team and all the teams in the NFL, but I'm not specifically watching young players play. I like watching team defenses. For me, it's like offensive players and team defenses. I like watching sound all-around defense, maybe with one stud player, like the Texans, like the Broncos, right? Like those guys that are just leaders. A lot of these, I only really know Abdul Carter. As sad as that is to say when we talk about this every single week, none of those names stick out to me. So
Yeah.
I don't even know.
So we got,
Go ahead.
we got obviously Abdul Carter, like you mentioned, Nick Imanwori, James Pierce Jr., Carson Schlesinger, and Xavier Watts.
Very cool to have the Falcons have two, though.
Yeah,
That's very cool.
that's pretty cool. And they traded up for, I think, Pierce. So it's cool to see that it kind of worked out
Yes.
for them for
They
the
need
most part.
something like that.
100%. I'm just gonna mention obviously Nick Imanwori has been balling for the Seahawks and is something that they were like missing, kind of that Cam
safety.
Chancellor,
Yep.
Safety to pair along Julian Love, and he really has come into his own and been a dominant player. I know Pro Bowl is kind of in question right now, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be a Pro Bowler and in some consideration in the All Pro
I
category.
think we should very much put the whole Pro Bowl thing to rest.
Yeah,
Like,
honestly.
with the recent.
Yeah.
I don't think being a Pro
Unfortunately.
Bowler means anything anymore. And that's as sad as that is to say. In the way the NFL has gone, I think having that even be a stat when it comes to talking about a player
Yeah.
or MVP or not MVP, like Hall of Fame recognition.
Yeah.
I don't think being a Pro Bowler should mean anything.
Yeah.
I
I think they should, might as well, kind of what the NBA does is where you have like all NBA first, second, and third team. I think we might as well just do all pro first, second, and third team.
Do they do a first and second, or do they just
They just do a first. I'm pretty sure it's just, I mean, obviously
I thought they
fact
did a
check
first and
us.
second.
Okay, maybe it is a
I
first
thought they
and
did
second.
a second. It doesn't matter.
So I think you're right. So they do first and second. They might as well just add, I think they should add a third team and
Did we already do that
just use
trivia
that
for All Pros? Did we do All Pro trivia yet?
for this year.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
We'll do one later, and for Louis, and if we already did it, Derek cut it out.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
anyways.
think we might have done it behind camera, like off camera.
Well, you probably doubt. I doubt you remember.
Yeah,
so.
probably not. But
So, anyways, who's your pick?
But yeah, I'm choosing Imanwori just because, I mean, recency bias a little bit, and also, I mean, he's really been at the forefront, especially towards the end of the year, for a defense that's top 2 in the league.
Right, when you help play a vital role in a defense that is one of the top 3 in the NFL, you deserve to have that kind of recognition. You're playing a role at a high level for what you were expected. So,
100%.
that's a good pick. Comeback player of the year.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I mention the players first.
Yep.
Stephon Diggs, Aiden Hutchinson, Trevor Lawrence, Christian McCaffrey, and Dak Prescott. It's always like an award that kind of
We
is.
kind of talk about how silly this award is,
Yeah.
honestly. Because it's like a lot of it's like very subjective, like how devastating their injury was and how good they did the next year. Like if you were to look at these players and who played the best, coming off whatever injury they came off, like some were like minor though. Like I get some were season ending and all that good stuff, but there's
There's a lot of
different
context
levels
to it,
And
too.
there's so much context.
You
And you're
know.
trying to put it all in one box.
Like
I don't know.
Trevor Lawrence, for example, like obviously had an ankle injury early, and then I think it was another ankle injury. I don't think it was a torn ACL or anything. I'm sorry that I'm not sure, but they were out of playoff contention really early last season, and even if he could have come back, which I think he could have, they're just going to sit him out the rest of the year. So you're like, he could have come back last year, and then he's not really viable for this award. So what are we really talking about? You know what I mean? Like, and then obviously you look at the Aiden Hutchinson injury, he snapped his leg in half, and you're like, wow, that's crazy.
Came
but
back and had 15 sacks.
15
this year.
sacks, but then you look
And
at
got
the
double teamed every game.
exactly, and then you're
I'm biased. But
no,
continue.
you're good. He had a great season, 100%, and I think he deserves to be on this, and he probably deserves to win it. But they have kind of a disappointing season, and it's like, are they going to win it? I mean, yeah. And then Diggs ACL, he had a pretty meh beginning of the year.
He had an okay season.
Yeah.
His season was okay. I don't
Exactly.
know. I think, obviously, with that being said, I talked about him for Offensive Player of the Year, and I don't think he will win that because of statistics, but he definitely should win it for this. Whatever injury he came off of, it doesn't matter. He's come off injuries constantly in his life, dealing with a bunch of recurring injuries, and to play an entire season healthy at that level, at that age, with all the other difficulties on your team, it'd be crazy to not give this to him.
I think it was an Achilles, wasn't it?
I don't know, and I don't really care. Whatever it
Yeah.
was, he came off it phenomenally. Obviously, I want to be biased and say Hutch because he did have a very sneaky good season without anybody really realizing. I think it was 14 and a half sacks.
Yeah.
Where he's just constantly getting double teamed. All the focus on the offensive line where you just can't break through. And we had a disappointing season. He still had a great season. With that being said, Christian McCaffrey is the comeback player of the year. He fits this category perfectly for what they're trying to give.
I think my vote for this is Dak Prescott because I think it's similar to Christian McCaffrey. He's had a lot of injuries over the course of his career, especially as of late, that are pretty substantial injuries. Obviously, he broke his ankle against the Giants, I think 3 or 4 years ago. Last year, he had, I think it was the hamstring injury where his hamstring basically tore off the bone, like nearly entirely. And he comes back, and every year He's Mr. Consistent, Mr. Reliable, and he has a great year after year. And he's the reason that the Cowboys are even competitive. You know, that defense is terrible. They have nice offensive weapons in CD, George Pickens, and a nice season from Javonte Williams. But he is just playing out of his mind and a great player.
I think if you went off pure statistics, I think part of it, you can go off pure statistics and performance coming off that major injury, because that really does matter. How well can you perform after having something devastating like that happen? But as for a viable piece of your offense, obviously Dak is so consistent and he is so good. I just think if we're going based off the season, off what they came off of, and just how elite they were, I just think McCaffrey just ups him. I would give him my second vote, him and Hutch. It's so hard because when you compare offense and defense, personally.
Yeah. And there's a lot of weird context with morality in this, because you're we don't want to. Obviously all had injuries, and all injuries are just bad inherently. You know what I mean? And we're not trying to.
How serious was it? How good?
Yeah, we're not trying to nitpick whose injury was worse, because they're all bad and they all
should have snapped both ankles.
Yeah, exactly. We're not trying to do something like that, but it's just, it's cool to see these players, all of them, come back and have great seasons off of really substantial injuries. I have my pick for that.
So
one.
I'll do it quick. All right, next Coach of the Year. Start us off, man.
All right, Coach of the Year. I'm gonna choose. I chose Kyle Shanahan.
Man, this is really tough.
This is a really great, amazing. First of all, amazing.
You're choosing Kyle Shanahan?
Yeah, because, I'm kind of backing up my.
Go.
I mean, obviously, I don't think he's going to win it, and we know he's probably the last on this list. But
I think he's last on this
list.
But
he's definitely last on this list. But I think that he should. Sorry.
What? I think he's dead last.
No, it's okay. Yeah, he's definitely last on this list for sure.
Saw something
For sure. Yeah, he's definitely last on this list. But I mentioned him earlier in the season, and I just really want to give him credit where credit's due, because they've had a terrible season for injuries and had to really deal with a lot. I mean, and just to see all their bench players, all their second unit players that have had to come in and show up and clearly are well coached. That offense clearly well coached. And I really just want to give him his credit. That's where I'm here. Obviously, I think Mike Macdonald deserves it the most, considering he made it to the Super Bowl. I know it's a regular season award, but I just want to give props to Kyle Shanahan.
I think, you know what I think this award does? When you put somebody as a finalist, you're giving them props, right? The other four candidates, as we talked about in the last podcast, they all turned a not so great team from last year. Liam Cohen turning a 4-win team, Ben Johnson turning all sub 8 or 9 wins, I'd say. Yeah. The Seahawks being the only one even close to that mark. Everybody else was far below that, besides, of course, the 49ers.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan.
Turning a team, obviously a little bit of help with the offense, but completely turning a franchise around. Mike Vrabel being the best example. He took a team that was almost identical to the one last year without Stephon Diggs, and obviously there's more than that, but majority same, and completely flipped it on his head to be one of the least expected teams to be in this position. Him and Mike Macdonald both being Super Bowl contenders. Ben Johnson making almost an identical team besides the draft picks into a absolute contender, winning one of the hardest divisions in football besides the NFC West, and just being competitive. Everybody had all these questions about, are you just a Detroit guy? Are you under Dan Campbell? And it really does show, as unfortunate as for me to say, that maybe he was the true legs of that operation. He was the true heart. Bummer.
Yeah, bummer.
And then Liam Cohen, I think he's a good candidate. I also think that the AFC was super easy. Granted, their division wasn't crazy easy. They played the Colts when they were actually a competitive team. They played the Texans, which were really tough. The AFC overall was just easier this year, so it's hard for me to say that. My pick, again, my heart pick would be Ben Johnson. I really think Mike Vrabel deserves this award. I said the AFC is easy, and I said they might have had an easy schedule. He still had to do it. He still had to take a 4-win team and completely turn it on its head. Whether their schedule was easy or whatever junk that the internet wants to say, you look back at all the analysts and experts from the beginning of the season talking about the Patriots, only really giving them a couple more wins to their credit. Giving them a less than 5% chance to win the AFC East with the Bills in it. You just beat Superman and who these guys thought were going to win the division year after year for a couple more years to come, really, and completely shutting that down in 1 year and making it to the Super Bowl, which the Bills have been wanting to do for 7 years. That kind of blows. If you're a Bills fan, you are hating yourself right now.
Really bad.
It
blows.
Mean,
you walk into that division as Mike Vrabel, like you said, into a 4-13 football team, into a lot of, you have a top draft pick, but a lot of people are thinking there's just no chance. What are we doing? 6-7 wins might be their next their best chance. And I mean, just turn them around entirely. And even going into the playoffs, everyone's like, oh, well, AFC's wide open now. The Bills got it. The Bills got it. And then Bills don't got it, so it's your turn. Let's go take it. And they did, I understand what you're saying. I just want to give Kyle Shanahan his props because I think what Kyle Shanahan did is take a bad team and extremely overperform, considering all the injuries. That's just
I say take a bruised team because they're not bad by any means.
No,
I'd say take a lot of unfortunate and incredibly bad situations and consequences and lead it into something phenomenal. Like every single time they had an injury, and even at the beginning of the season, I just kept saying, how are they winning? How are they winning? Well, they're phenomenally coached. That's how they're winning.
Exactly.
So, you say he's a bad coach, you're out of your mind. He's a phenomenal coach.
100%. All right. Assistant coach of the year?
Yep.
All right, so we have Vic Fangio, DC for the Eagles, Brian Flores, DC for the Vikings, Vance Joseph, DC for the Broncos, Clint Kubiak, offensive coordinator for the Seahawks, and Josh McDaniels, offensive coordinator for the Patriots. I don't like Josh McDaniels. I hate him. I wish he wasn't on this list. That's just random. I think Brian Flores should win this award.
Wow.
I love Brian Flores. I thought we should have hired him when we hired Brian Dable initially. Who knows what would have happened in that situation, because obviously he was the head coach of the Dolphins, and you know more about him when he was there.
I think there's a lot more inner workings with administration that happened there with the higher ups. There was just a whole lot of weird.
Yeah.
I don't think the problem is that we always say there's some people that are just destined to be coordinators. I think he's one of those. He's just so phenomenally defensive minded that to give him more abilities and to take his mind away from that, I think would be silly. And I think the same thing we're going to see with Robert Saleh, obviously now being the coach of the Titans. Like, he is so awesome on the defensive side of the ball, granted, without injuries.
Yeah.
But, just sometimes you just got to be a coordinator. And then some coaches prove, hey, I'm not just a coordinator, I'm much more, right?
100%.
So,
And I know now I'm kind of tail spinning out of it, but the Brian Dable getting going with the Titans.
Brian
Dable is a great example of an obviously, like, when we fired him immediately, it hurts to fire a guy like that, because he's such a good coordinator. He's such a good offensive minded coach, and with a young quarterback now in Cam Ward, who had a great season in his own right, that they're gonna be really good.
I really like that Brian Flores pick. I think it's been a long time coming, and I think their defense. I mean, we got swept by them. Both times we played them, they owned us. Their defense is an absolute force to be reckoned with. It is suffocating. It doesn't matter who they have. Again, they be playing old guys, unknown guys. Van Ginkel is a great example of somebody that just fits that scheme.
They won 9 games.
They
won 9 games. The Vikings won 9 games
with
J.J. McCarthy.
Full disrespect.
Full disrespect.
He's
to
awful.
J.J. McCarthy.
He's horrible.
Full disrespect.
They won 9 games in that position with a really horrible offense, quarterback-wise, running back-wise, even wide receiver-wise, besides Justin Jefferson.
100%,
like Addison with the suspension and all this weird stuff. No Hawkinson with coming off an injury. It was really just Jetta's praying for something, and that defense, you're right, was incredible. And they won 9 games because of it. So I really do like that pick as well.
Yeah.
I think the same thing with Vic Fangio. I mean, he's also a phenomenal pick. That defense is just so sound. And with your offense all year being a huge question mark, with the big personalities and all the frustration they went through, to come week after week performing, even with there being so much attention media-wise and just like league-wise on what is this offense for the Eagles doing, and to just silently come every week and keep your team in it because you're so good. That's something that I can't say. And with a great signing with Jalen Phillips, just fit their scheme perfectly. Like, a lot of times you see those big names come in and have a hard time finding their place. He did not. He was a important piece of that defense immediately. So and that comes to good coaching.
Yeah.
Hey, here's your role, do it.
Yeah, and with the Eagles, I mean, not the only reason, but like you said, there's a great cloud all over their entire offense and this entire team, and that defense just comes in every night and gives them a chance, and they're the main reason they even had a chance.
And everybody hates them, which makes it hard too.
Yeah.
So no one really wants to pick them.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I don't even know who's going to win it. I think probably Kubiak, but we'll see.
Yep. With that being said, quick timeout. That is our awards. If you have any arguments to it, just leave in the comments. Like I said,
let us know.
At the end of the day, they're all finalists and they're all there for a reason. So everybody has an argument, but that's our picks.
Yeah, we read the comments, brothers.
We read them.
Leave them. All right, so it's trivia time, fellas.
Yeah, we got some new trivias. We obviously see all in the comments. Most of these are going to be made into shorts. So, like I said, we'll just preface this now. I love the comments. We love the likes. We love the views. Just enjoy. I understand. Like I said, we're going to say this right now, and hopefully our editor puts this on at the beginning of one of the shorts so you can see it. We are not crazy knowledgeable. We live normal, human lives. We don't just sit and analyze football. As much as I would love to dedicate more time to knowing football, I just don't have that time. Neither does he.
100%.
We talk about what we see, and the reason we like doing it is we feel like a lot of you out there can more relate to us because
100%.
we're just average dudes who know an average amount of ball, maybe just slightly above average. But trust me, I don't know where every player went to college. I don't know I just don't know, and I'm okay with that. So if you got something really mean to say, or if you think we have low ball knowledge, that's cool. I'm not gonna disagree with you. You probably have more than me, and I appreciate you for that, and I congratulate you. But just watch and enjoy, okay?
Yeah, and I just to bounce off that real quick, I understand a lot of people like to kind of do the trivia alongside of us while we're doing it, to kind of compete with us.
That's the idea. Yeah, you beat us, awesome. I get beat all the time. I'm okay with losing. I literally get beat at everything. But like, don't be like, you blow. You don't know anything. Like, I still getting these correct. I'm still doing pretty good, I'd say, compared to the average person.
100%.
So
yeah. So I'll try to make some of them a little more difficult so that we can, we can compete. But I don't want it to be, astronomically difficult where we can't even find the answer because that's not fun for us and it's not fun for you guys. Because inevitably, if we can't figure out the answer, it's only going to increase your belief that we don't know.
And
Jack.
And we're also, he's only, 24?
Yeah,
I'm
24.
22. So like,
we're young.
Those guys, like where Aaron Rodgers went to college, I was like 2,
Yeah.
okay? Or whatever it was.
I
was like just being born. So the fact that I didn't know he went to Cal, it's like,
it's not that surprising.
I'm not gonna know he went to Cal.
The only reason I know is because of the draft day videos of him sulking because he was tanking in the draft, dropping to 20, whatever. That's the only reason I know he went to Cal.
Right.
Yeah.
But
anyways, moving on.
Off that.
Yeah. So we have a blind ranking quarterback and wide receiver duos today. We have 5 of them.
Awesome.
So for the first one, I'm going to start with Matthew Stafford and Calvin Johnson.
1. I mean, if it's anything but 1, they hold the record for the most passing yards in a year. During their prime, obviously it was short-lived, as sad as it is for me to say. When they were together, they were unstoppable. Defenses would scheme minimum 2 guys against him, and he would still obliterate them. He's had 300-yard receiving games. He has the most receiving yards in the season during the 16-game season era. He is one. That is one. There's no better receiver quarterback duo, in my opinion, at least for a single season. Obviously, long term, there's going to be like the Randy Mosses of the Jerry Races. I still don't think anybody was as unstoppable as those 2 when they were hot. One.
All right. So second, Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah, that's more of a longevity pick. Like, obviously, they had the stats, the consistent stats to be over and over again. Just when he needs a guy, he's going to go to Gronk. Again, but they never had that one crazy standout season where it was like, whoa, like they just were so consistently good every single year.
Other than like the season where he had like 17 touchdowns.
Right. Oh no, so
that's
great.
about the only one.
And even then, that's a phenomenal stat. Granted, with that being said, Devontae Adams had 14 receiving touchdowns this year. Okay. With that being said, I put them at. It's so hard. 3. 3.
3?
I feel like there's gonna be a lot of good contenders up here.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. That's a good choice. All right, number 3. Third one. Andy Dalton and AJ Green.
I mean, still great, obviously, but like with these competitors, I can think of 3 right now in the league that are better than them. And if we're obviously this is all time. So 1 or 5. The bottom of the list. 5.
Yeah, 5. Yeah.
5. My number 5.
All right. So 4th pick, Sam Darnold and JSN.
4.
4.
There's just no. I mean, great, but it's 1 year. I haven't really had a lot to look at, and realistically, I could put Andy Dalton and Green above them because they had a bit more longevity and a bit more consistency. But with what we've seen in the 1 year of them together, 1,700 yards, it feels fair to say they're above them.
100%.
So far, I'm very happy with my list.
Yeah.
Don't mess me over.
No, it's actually worked out really well for you. 5, Joe Montana and Jerry Rice.
Okay, good. We kind of jokingly talked about, and my dad still sends me TikToks of how good he thinks Joe Montana is. Yeah. We talked about that Joe Montana might be a little bit overrated, but that duo is phenomenal. Longevity-wise, success-wise, like they are great, and they should be great. And that is 2. And I honestly, it could be a bit of bias, but I think Calvin Johnson and Matt Stafford, when they were together, were more dynamic and powerful than Jerry Rice and Joe Montana. maybe a hot take.
I love
I'm very happy with my list.
I'm really happy with that.
Very happy with my
You
list.
did better than I thought you were going to do.
That's a tough list. You're all over the place.
Yeah, I wanted to
Based on like longevity and old and like just like AJ Green and Andy Dalton, like they're definitely the worst on the list, but like they're always consistent.
They were really
They were
good.
still
They
good,
were really
right?
playoff
You know?
team 4 years in a row.
So, anyways, we're gonna do. You guys liked the game last week with the teams. I'm gonna make it more difficult because obviously we know that Louis knows a lot less ball than me.
Yeah. So let's make it harder.
So let's make it harder. So give me 1 second, and I will pull up the players that I had. I doing the same thing we did last week. For you college ball knowers, I apologize. I didn't do college teams. All my players are dynamic enough where they went to enough teams where you can figure it out. I just don't know college ball, so I don't want to include it. That's
okay.
It's my podcast.
That's fine.
So,
Yeah. This is an NFL podcast
okay,
at the end of the
this
day.
player's first team was the Houston Texans.
Oh no. Okay, so that wasn't his first team. Actually, I was gonna guess Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Okay, Ryan Fitzpatrick is incorrect. I
Yeah.
don't know if that was his first team. I really hope
I don't think it was his first team, but I know he was on the Texans. So
This player went from the Texans and then after that played for the Cardinals.
No. Immediately, I was thinking Will Fuller III, but he didn't go to the Cardinals. He went to the Dolphins, I think, after the Texans.
I think so too.
Texans to
Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Yep.
Oh, no. Yeah, David Johnson.
Not a bad guess.
Dang.
Incorrect. Because I think didn't he play for the
Was it the other way around? It
I
was
don't know.
Cardinals, then Texans.
either way.
It was Cardinals, then
those
Texans.
I believe
That's
they
okay.
I believe they played for both of them. Texans, then Cardinals, then he went to the Titans.
Texans, Oh my gosh, dude, you chose a good player. Who is this, dude?
To be fair, there are still 2 more teams. This is not the team he's currently with.
Texans, so he's a current player.
He is all my players are current. I'll give you
Okay,
that.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Because we're not going to get it obscure.
Texans, Cardinals, Titans.
Texans, Cardinals, Titans.
Jeez, wow.
After this team, I'll give you another hint on what team he spent the most time with.
Current player. Texans, Cardinals, Titans.
Or like who's best with, I should say.
It's really, now that I'm on the other side of this and I don't know the position of the player, it's really difficult.
I could be a hint too.
No,
Would you
no, not right now.
I think it would kind of give it away.
Yeah, I don't
I'll
know.
say he is a skill position.
I figured he was an offensive player. Cardinals to Titans. I don't even know a player.
Okay, I can continue.
No, I want to take a guess.
Okay, so just think of another Texan Cardinal. Texans, Cardinals, Titans.
Wow.
His second year with the Titans, he was traded to another team, which I will tell you that team next. He's traded midseason.
Wow.
Would you like the next team?
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw out a guess. I'll just guess. I guess I can't.
Okay, well, you see how hard it is sometimes.
Bam Knight.
Okay,
That's wrong. I know, but
good guess.
no.
He then went to the Chiefs. He was traded midseason to the Chiefs, and he also spent the most time with the Texans. His prime and most of his years were spent with the Texans, his first team.
He currently plays.
Not on the Chiefs.
No,
There's
but
one
he's
more
still
team.
in the
Oh,
league.
he played on the Chiefs last year. He's going to be for this next team when I get there. Okay? Texans to Cardinals to Titans to Chiefs. I use him for a lot of trivia as we do. A lot of immaculate grades, I use this guy. I like to use him, I should say. Anytime I can.
Hey, yo, pause.
Kind
Oh man, dude,
of cringe though now.
Chiefs.
We're watching right now.
Chiefs. I'm like literally. This is I like Jerick McKinnon was on the Niners before he was on the Chiefs. Wide receiver wise, Texans. D-Hop. D-Hop.
You got
duh.
there. So now
I'm
who
sorry.
does D-Hop currently play
Wow. The Ravens.
The Ravens.
I'm so silly. Oh wow.
with? There
okay.
you go. Very good. You
D-Hop.
got there.
Wow.
It all takes is a moment to click. Okay? Good. So
Yeah, that should have been
fine.
obvious. Okay.
I think it should have been a little quicker, but it wasn't horrible.
I immediately thought Will Fuller instead of DeAndre Hopkins. That's funny. They played together.
They did. Okay, ready?
All right, anyway.
My next player started his career with the Browns.
Baker Mayfield.
Wow, that blows.
My bad. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have
Granted,
guessed
I went a little easier with the
I
next
knew
one.
that. I knew that one was gonna be Baker. I should have.
That's so good.
My
I
bad.
love it though.
My
No, we'll
bad.
do an extra one. I
My
do have
bad.
extras. That's really good. Okay, give me a second to pull up my next
My
one.
bad. Because
That's really funny.
now I'm thinking people who've been to a lot of teams, so immediately I go Baker Mayfield.
Which is like kind of the idea of the game. It's not going to be somebody who played for one
But
team.
I gotta postpone it. I gotta
That's
play,
really,
I gotta play the game.
Really funny.
I gotta play. I gotta
That's
play
really
the game
good.
a little bit. I gotta play
Okay, I need to pull up my next guy.
You're good. All right, hey, first snap that one.
I'm gonna get
little redemption.
You know
on
what?
that
You
one.
went from there. My next one's much harder, and it will require a bit of thought.
I'm good with the tough ones. Because you
know
gave me
you're-
D Hop in it.
Yeah, it wasn't that hard.
No,
I think it should have been.
no, it wasn't.
Okay.
Because I was thinking Julio Jones too, because he played for the Titans, but obviously you didn't say Falcons.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
This.
Excuse me.
Oh shoot! Pulled the wrong guy. Okay, we're good. We're good. This player started his career with the San Francisco 49ers.
Okay. We'll go with. Oh, I can't remember his name. I'm just gonna say T.Y. Yeldon.
No, incorrect. He then went from the 49ers to the Miami Dolphins.
Not, oh. I think I know who it is. Is it Raheem Mostert?
It is Raheem Mostert.
Raheem
Very good.
Mostert.
Very good.
And then he went from the Dolphins to the Raiders.
That is correct. Who he's currently still with. Awesome job.
Yeah.
Okay, I
saw-
will do.
I saw a post. He posted his like Pro Bowl voting thing. He was like, "Guys, vote for me for the Pro Bowl." he had like 5 carries this year.
That's actually pretty
He,
funny.
like, I don't even know if he played a game this year. He had like 1,000 likes.
That's actually pretty funny.
I was like, I liked it because I'm like, okay, yeah, sure.
Okay, my next player started his career with the Detroit Lions.
Okay. Kenny Galladay.
Incorrect. This player went from the Lions to the Eagles.
Oh. Lions Eagles. Gardner Johnson?
No, he did. It's not C.J. Gardner Johnson. I don't think he started. He didn't start his
didn't
career
start
with
with
those. I think
the
he started.
Lions.
He didn't. I think he started with the Eagles. But this third team
Maybe.
also is the same. He then went from the Eagles to the Bears.
To the Bears. Okay. So first team was
Lions.
Lions, Eagles, Bears.
Lions, Eagles, Bears.
Lions, Eagles, Bears. Lions, Eagles, Bears. Wow. Is this a current player?
Yes,
Okay.
current player.
Eagles, Bears, current player. I went from the Eagles to the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Bear. No. I was thinking Nick Foles. I'm gonna guess Nick Foles.
That's
He didn't
incorrect.
Start with the Lions.
Okay, this player still plays for the Bears.
Oh. Oh. Okay. So this is it.
This is
Okay.
it. That's why.
All right,
that's why
all right,
I didn't want to tell you that.
all
It's
right,
fun to
all
mess
right,
with you.
all right, okay.
Lions for 3 years, Eagles for 1,
Yeah.
Bears for the last 2.
Okay.
Pretty steady player.
Yeah. So you got is DJ Moore, no. Burden, no. DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre Swift. Sorry.
DeAndre Swift. Very
DeAndre
good
Swift.
guess.
I like DeAndre Swift. I
Bro
should
said
have
the
known
rookie.
that.
Bro said the rookie
Yeah, I
first.
know, so-
Next time, just do it in your head because it's really cringe when you do it out
I
loud.
like when I do it out loud.
Okay, that's all I have
I was
for this
just
week. Next week, I will have more prepared, and I will do the colleges next week because that does add a little bit more of guessing. But like for us, it's kind of embarrassing because I cannot even name, like, I can name a player that went to a college, but like not. Like if you said, "Oh, a player that was from Ole Miss that played for like the Titans," I'd be like, "I have no idea," and it
Yeah.
just doesn't matter. It makes me
Yeah.
look silly, so I'm not gonna do that. Awesome, good job, Louis. A couple embarrassing,
That's okay.
couple crazy snipe with the Baker Mayfield. On to the next trivia.
All right, yeah. Do we want to do the
Yeah, let's do it. Okay,
2 minutes
Explain-
write down thing?
explain. Yeah.
All right. What category do you want to do?
So, question: how does this game work? So you give me a category.
For example, I would say we're gonna name. We have 2 minutes to name lefty quarterbacks
You know what's crazy? You know what we
in the
should,
NFL.
You know
that
what we
have played.
should do?
End of story.
It's next week. I have dry erase boards. Okay,
That's a good idea,
You give me a
yes.
category. You say, name me a quarterback that's in the NFC. We both write it down.
100%.
3, 2, 1, show. If I match you, you get a point, and if I don't match you,
Okay, so
if
I gotta
match-
like choose a player
you're
that
trying
I think you're gonna
yes,
say.
let's
yeah.
because it's hard for you.
Yeah.
Give categories where it's probably like let's say 5 to 12 options. I match you, you get 3 points. I don't
Mm-hmm. you know-
match you, I get a point.
You know what we could do? Also, we could narrow it throughout. Like it could
Yes,
be like
100%.
there's like
Yep.
5 levels.
Yep.
And then,
So
'cause
do
I've
like
seen
again,
those,
you
yeah.
do a lefty quarterback that's played in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Do stuff like that. Do a current this. Do a tell
Super
me-
Bowl champion in the
do a
last
su-
5 years.
Bingo.
There's only
right.
like 3 of them.
Yep.
you know?
Exactly. Yep. So yeah, do that. We'll do dry erase boards, and if I match you, we'll make the point system more fair. That way, it's not like because it's easier for me not to match you. Ideally, we also know how I think. So
Yeah.
I say we do that next week.
I like that.
So we can end it with our immaculate grid if you want.
Yeah, let's do that actually.
Awesome.
I love that.
Okay. 2 really good trivias. We're going to have some more new exciting ones next week that we've seen on other social media. We'll be taking them. We don't care. We're going to try it out for us. So with that being said, we wrap up our episode like we usually do with today's immaculate grid. If there's an answer that's obliviously obvious, we might try to maybe get a harder one to get better percentages because like we had the one last week that we breezed right through because it happened to be a lot of easier ones.
Yeah.
But with that being said, we just like to complete them. They're just fun for us to show that we do have some sort of knowledge. Okay. With that being said, okay, I am
is that
starting
not
my
the-
recording now, which is really exciting. Okay, so we have Bengals, Buccaneers, record an interception on top.
I like this
Bills,
one.
Lions, Rams on the bottom. So now we can get a bit of skewer, which makes it a little bit more fun.
Yeah, these are fun teams.
Okay, so with that being said, we said one last week, and I'm just going to use it because I actually think it might be decent points-wise. I'm going to go Marvin Jones Jr. Played, again,
For the Bengals?
this was last week. We talked about this last week, Lou.
Yeah, I thought you said Jaguars.
No,
Marvin Jones Jr.
He
Yeah,
also played for the
Jaguars.
Jaguars.
Yeah, Jaguars, then Lions, then
Nope, he started his career with the Bengals, then went to
Yeah,
the Lions,
yeah.
then went to the Jaguars, then came back to us. I don't know where he is now.
He retired
Good.
out of the league.
Marvin Jones is my answer. 34%, my bad. I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know if there would have been, another one? That
No, I was going to choose Zach Moss for the Bengals Bills one because
Ooh,
I figured that
now
one's
that's
pretty
a good pick. I like that.
That one I think is
Z-A...
ZAC.
Yep, see it?
Yeah.
7%. Good
right, cool,
answer, Lou.
cool,
That's a
cool,
good
cool,
one.
cool.
Okay, Bengal Ram. They play each other in the Super Bowl. Okay, Buccaneers. We should be able to do this list.
Yeah,
I
we
feel-
should fill
I-
this
I
out.
feel pretty confident.
I mean, like obviously Trey White for the interception one.
Okay, so you said we at the end.
I don't want to do Trey White. I'm just saying like we could do like what a defensive lineman with an interception would be cool. Like does Dawkins have one? Deion Dawkins or something?
I don't
Aiden
know
Hutchinson for the Lions.
Aiden
You know what I
Hutchinson would be
mean?
a good one. That'd be good. I'll go with. I was thinking 11%, not bad.
Not bad.
I won. There's a lot of names I thought of like OGs. Like okay,
you
like,
should- we should have done
since
OG.
since I'm a
My
line
bad,
guy. Like,
yeah.
I was thinking of like Levy, like an old linebacker we had. Derek Barnes, who recorded an interception against the Buccaneers to seal that game last year in the playoffs. But again,
Dude, he would have been 2%. I
People,
guarantee that.
you think?
I think so.
People remember moments. What I will do
We
is,
should have
is
done
I'll
that.
reset and try it.
Yeah.
Like Jeff Okuda. People don't know that we
Ooh,
drafted
Okuda,
him.
yeah.
And he
Uh-huh.
went to the Falcons. Okay, guys like that, but I don't know if they got interceptions. So part of me is like, I want to see if it would have been.
Okuda
besides
definitely
point.
had one for sure.
Oh, as a quarterback, you'd think.
I hope
We had him for a
so.
couple years. Either way. Okay, Ram, recorded interception. Obviously, the obvious answer would be Jalen Ramsey. And we might have to go with that just because, like I said, we don't know. I don't know crazy amounts of guys.
I don't know crazy Rams either.
I mean, we could go obvious.
Aaron Donald.
You think you got one?
I figured he'd have to have, but if you don't want to guess it and you just want to go easy,
Aaron Donald never recorded an interception.
okay. I just kind of figured
It's okay. We'll keep
he would
going.
have gotten one.
Jalen Ramsey is the obvious pick, and that's okay. We're still going to count this as a win. But yeah, it's crazy that on all that longevity he doesn't get one. Obviously,
You
countless
figure a
fumbles.
tip interception, you know.
right?
Ram Bengal.
Ram
Okay.
Bengal.
Not-
Now we're getting hard quick.
Oh, I want to think about that. I mean, we could do the Bills interception one quick.
Did Andy Dalton play for the Rams? No.
No. Palmer didn't play for the Rams. Carson Palmer didn't play for the Rams.
I don't think so.
You know
I
the
feel like there's a tight end that laps over.
I was thinking what's his name? It's like Trayvon Williams or something. He's on the Bengals right now. He's like their third string running back. And I think I don't remember his name exactly, so we can't guess it. Because it's like TRA''YV''ON or something. It's like a crazy name.
Gotcha. Bills, Bucks, Lion Buck. I should be able to get. You think?
Yeah, Lion Buck. I mean, Bills.
That may be tougher than I think. Oh no,
You got it.
Dominic Sue.
Oh yeah, of
Played
course.
for both teams. Yeah, and that's a tough one. I don't really care. I think the reason he has so high percentage is there might not be as many as we think. A Ram Buck.
Ram Buccaneer.
Jeez Louise.
No.
Scotty Miller played for the Rams or the Bills.
Oh,
He played for the Bucks.
Bucks.
I
Yeah,
know.
I thought you said he played for the Rams. I was like, Scotty Miller. Is he still? He's still on the.
Steelers
He's on the Steelers now.
just played the Steelers in that playoff game. He actually had a catch or two.
Scotty Miller.
We're gonna go Trey White. We're not even gonna.
Yeah.
We're at the end of the day, we're only average ball knowers. Trey White. Is it spelled differently than EY?
It's Tredavious. Treda.
White is easier. Tredavious right there.
Yeah.
Honestly, not too bad percentage-wise either.
What, 19?
Yeah,
Nice.
it's actually not horrible.
Okay.
Bill Buck. Where did McMillan else play? No, he went.
He was drafted. Jalen McMillan?
No, oh no, I was thinking. No, it doesn't matter. He was drafted this year.
Mm.
Is there any linebackers that cross over?
Buccaneer.
Eli Apple ever played for the
Oh my
the
gosh.
Rams?
No, because he was on the Bengals. No. He was Giants. We drafted him. And then Bengals. And then Saints. And then wherever else he ended up. Excuse me. All right. Bill Buccaneer. I'm waiting for the day it's Bill Seahawks so I can say Marshawn Lynch. Was Ryan Fitzpatrick on the Buccaneers? Ever?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay,
Great,
okay.
good pick.
Okay, good.
That should be a more obvious one.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I mentioned it
30.
earlier.
Okay,
Okay,
it's
cool.
very, very
Cool,
obvious.
cool.
Stupid. Baker Mayfield.
Oh yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Duh.
By
Duh.
the way, okay, we're gonna keep guessing, obviously.
Yeah.
We totally throw 66. We totally thrown good picks out the window. We're
no.
just trying
Yeah.
to win. These
Yeah.
two playing the Super Bowl against each other. Who crossed over? Let's see. Think.
No clue.
Think. Tough one here.
Not any idea right now, to be honest with you.
We gotta go way back.
AJ Green never was there.
Who was that running back that used to play? That was on the Bengals when Dalton played. Green. No, what's his name? Ben.
Oh, Ben Jarvis Green Ellis.
Yes, Green. Was he a running back?
Yeah, he was a running back. Ben Jarvis.
That's
Green. That's a great.
That's a random
That's
name.
a good put. Ben Jarvis Green Ellis. Oh my gosh.
It's so funny.
I don't think he was ever on the Rams.
Oh, probably not.
Not that I would know.
I'm literally just
to be
saying
honest.
names,
I would
they're
have
just fun.
no idea.
Dalton never played for the Rams.
Garoppolo didn't play for the Bengals.
Nope.
Obviously Bradford, no.
Goff, obviously no. Okay, go through those. Okay, let's Van Jefferson, Robert Woods. Okay, they had a lot of tight ends. Higbee, still on the team.
Demarcus Robinson was never on the
No, he just went for the Niners, did he not?
Chiefs Niners or Chiefs Rams Niners. It's tough that we just never name defensive players ever.
It is pretty brutal. The viewers are like, dude, there's a whole.
There's probably a
there's
whole half
other-
of football.
There's a whole other side
We
of ball
just-
that we just don't. We just don't like defense. We don't
I
care.
just don't know it like that, bro.
Right. Like we know they're studs. About it. Like name me
Uh,
a defensive player right now on the team besides
On which team?
the Bengals. Besides their stud. What's his name?
Henderson, right?
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. Yeah, it's good. I can remember his first name too.
Trey.
I don't know. I don't
Let's
remember.
look it up. Let's look it up.
Yeah, it's Trey Henderson. It's,
Yeah, thank
or is it
you.
Hendrickson?
What?
See, it could be Hendrickson. See, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's Hendrickson. Or is it Henderson? I don't know.
Trey Hendrickson.
It is Hendrickson. See,
Dude, we just don't know. I didn't
Wow.
realize he's been playing the game for 8 years.
oh, man.
Like, name another defensive player.
They traded away a guy to
Thanks.
somebody.
They had Eli Apple.
They had Eli Apple. I remember that. They had Jesse Bates. I remember they had Jesse Bates. He was
Okay,
there for
fair.
a while.
That's so funny.
They had you remember Pac-Man Jones? Pac-Man Jones,
Yes.
whatever. He was there. Again, everybody knows that guy.
Rams, Bobby Wagner. They had even their current guys, like they're all young.
Yeah, they're all young and
They're
drafted
so young.
new.
Matt Gay, was he ever on the Bengals?
Samaje Perine never
Oh man, that would have been
never crossed over with the Rams, I don't think.
No.
Never saw his big beard in that helmet.
Oof. It's gonna be a tough one.
Torrey Holt.
Did AJ Green not? AJ Green didn't play for the Rams.
No, I think it was just Cardinals after.
Cardinals? I thought he might have bounced a couple times. Allen Robinson never played for the Bengals.
No.
Do you know anybody that used to play with AJ Green in that time period?
Sampson, his name was. He was a wide receiver.
I think they used to have somebody that wore number 10. I can remember. Like, I can vividly remember playing the game.
No clue.
Okay.
Number 10.
That doesn't matter. It's not going to matter anyways. We don't know.
Joe Mixon, obviously.
We don't know
not,
Ram.
not Joe Mixon.
I think if we just be quiet and think, it'll help.
Okay. That was the most polite way you've ever told me to shut up. Ever.
You don't need to fill the noise.
That was the nicest way you've ever said shut up. And honestly, I'm proud of you for that one.
I think if we just stop trying to fill the
He's
noise,
like, can you just shut up, please?
it'll actually work out a little bit better. Who's that backup we hate? He never played for them, right?
No.
Sleep well.
Maybe.
Now. What's his name?
Never remember his name.
He's so forgettable.
The most forgettable person ever. Is there nobody, dude? There's nobody ever.
We deserve to give up.
We should give up.
Show summary.
We're done.
Darn.
We're done.
Yeah, you
Oh,
know-
a close one, guys.
Oh,
We
yeah.
almost got him.
You know what? We did good besides that one. There's going to be like one player where it's going to be so obvious.
How
Okay,
many-
to be fair, in our defense, 29 players.
wow.
That is tough.
That's really...
And all these names are going to be horrible. Okay, Andrew Whitworth.
Coy Bacon.
Andrew Whitworth played for the... Yeah.
I said Whitworth early
Ryan
in my
Fitzpatrick
head,
played
and
for
I
both.
didn't say
We already used him.
Yeah.
That's always a good Hail Mary pick. But like, you don't want... These guys are... Fitzpatrick... Okay, that's...
And Whitworth.
I guess, yes, Whitworth. I always think of him as a Ram. I'll never think of him as a Bengal.
Whitworth was the obvious one to me. And
And
Fitzpatrick,
after that,
obviously.
dude, you should see these names. It is like
We should
it
use
is like the
Fitzpatrick for this
Misfits
one.
times 10.
We should use Fitz for this one. Probably would have been 98% guess.
Because there's no, he's just a. Most popular was Terrell Owens for Bengal Brown.
I'm sorry?
Terrell Owens, is that?
For Bengal.
Bengal Bill. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was on the Bills.
Andrew Whitworth was the most popular. Brian Branch, obviously for interception.
Did you want to redo it and put in like Okuda or
Yeah,
something?
let me
Try
toss-
Okuda.
Let me refresh. Let me just get off this and refresh it. Let's do NFL grid. I want to see some of these names. I want to try Levy first because now that is a pull.
I think Levy could be maybe sub 1%.
What number did Levy wear?
No clue, 92. I don't
No,
know.
I think he was 54. Levy. 0.3%.
Yeah.
That would have been
That's
so
a
much
good
fun.
pull.
Anyways, I just again you
What
wouldn't
number?
you wouldn't know him unless he was a unless you're a Lion fan. Yeah, DeAndre Levy. I used to love him. He used to have this big beard that stuck out of his helmet. He was our linebacker. He's phenomenal. Levy. 54, I believe. Let's see if I'm wrong, like usually. It's either 54 or 45.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
54. I just know ball.
Well,
And
after
we're
that-
stopping now.
After that performance.
Anyway, that was a hard one. We got everyone we should have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you were screaming out Andrew Whitworth, props
We're-
to you.
we're sorry,
That's legitimately the only player that it really could have been. Besides
Whitworth
that,
and Fitzpatrick. We should have used Fitzpatrick for that.
we wasted Fitz because he's always a good pick for that. And even that, I really didn't know he played for the Rams and Bengals. He played for a lot of teams. I did not know those two.
I think I would have just thrown it out as a guess.
It really
you know?
was just Whitworth.
Hail
so if you knew
Mary.
Whitworth, that's again offensive lineman. We're not
Good
going to
job.
think. But yes,
Yeah.
great job.
We'll be, well, I would say we'll be better, but I'm
We're
not
not.
going to gain any more knowledge from.
I'm
a
not
while
going to go
back.
study. We're just gonna. It's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate the likes and the views. Obviously, our shorts have been blowing up. Our shorts
Yes,
pretty
they're awesome.
good. We got a 3.5K view one, a lot of likes on there, a couple 2,000 view ones. Keep doing that. Appreciate the support.
Yeah, and for those of you who do listen every week, we really appreciate you. Don't be alarmed that there's no games this week. Next week we'll do some fun stuff. We haven't really fully talked about our fantasy season yet, so we'll go over that. We'll rate our drafts. We'll go through each round and kind of if we thought the player was viable or not. Granted, we trade most of our players, but we can still look back at our drafts and just see how good the players were throughout the whole season, whether with our team or not. We have some cool new trivias coming that we've seen from other sources, other media platforms. So I'll bring the whiteboards next time for us to do.
Yeah, we'll go over some of our trades too, just to
Yeah.
kind of grade it, post season, see if it was a good idea.
We'll bring the trophy. We have the trophy. We're holding it for the actual winner. So we'll show you what we could have had and should have had.
Yeah.
Both of us should have had it. But
Yeah, brutal. But thank you guys for watching.
yeah, appreciate it. Till next week.